Now, the conversation we're about to see right now, it's between two Publishing OS members, Graciela and Ricard, and the crazy thing is that they were able to generate over $700,000 in the past 11 months, of which more than $500,000 were pure net profits. Now, even crazier is that over $329,000 are coming from one book in the last 90 days that has been published just on Amazon, no external traffic, no TikTok, no Instagram, everything with Amazon and our operating system. Now, these are not common results, but it's important to underline that those people are normal people. They used to have a job and they completely changed their life in the last 12 months, basically. So with that being said, let's start. Yeah, so guys, welcome. Of course, we are here with Ricard and Graciela. There is Ricard that, of course, you already know him, but there is also Graciela, right? And the crazy thing is that those guys together, they generate over $329,000 in less than 90 days. And of course, all these royalties are coming from one book, right? Of course, guys, before going into the technicalities of it, right? How does it feel, right? Because I think it's the first question.
I mean, it feels amazing. It's something that you don't even know how to do it like until you make it. But yeah, I think that it's finding the good niche in the good time, good spot. Super important. As always say, niche research, super important.
Yeah. And of course, like when we say, and then of course, I was speaking with Mano before the interview, we were saying like, wait a second, this book is just making all this money on Amazon. So it's not coming from external traffic. It's not coming from Instagram. It's not coming from TikTok. So it's really a remarkable result, especially when it comes to one book. And guys, when it comes to the net profits, do you have like a number to give to me out of these $329,000? How much it is the net profit, more or less?
231K profit.
Which is
Okay.
above 70% profit margin, which is super good, super healthy net margin. Congrats, guys. Really impressive.
And yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course, I guess like the people that are watching this will say, wait a second, which type of book is this? And yeah, I mean, what is in your opinion the main reason why it's so successful? Because I want to give them also, a proportion why some books are able to make, for example, a couple thousands of dollars per month, which is still good, right? Making 2K per month, 3K per month, right? But then when it comes to making all this money, like what is the main reason in your opinion?
I feel like that it's kind of understanding that what trend is happening that year. I mean, this topic was kind of trendy last year, and then when Q4 arrives, all the trending niches that are kind of evergreen, but every year I think that there are different niches that they are breaking everything. So it's finding that niche in that like time frame.
And of course, like to cool down a little, I'm curious about, of course, your story in the sense that, of course, Ricard basically was already inside the community, right? So he started first, if I'm not wrong, Ricard, you started inside the community around November of 2024, right? And then you had the full 2025 together. And then you say basically, perfect, why you don't jump as well, Graciela, to join the video? Can you guide you through how everything started together? Because if I'm not wrong, the account is shared is shared, right?
Yeah, part of it is shared. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks to Ricard. He helped me by teaching me everything. So this project in basically is not really there, but he is teaching me and he told me how to understand niches and everything.
I mean, I have teach her how to do it, but she's better than me. So
No, I mean like in this case. But also like I think that from the beginning we start sharing everything, all our projects. So basically, like we are helping each other and growing all together. So probably that's the point.
and we understood really early about like looking a lot into the market. I mean, I spent many hours looking into the market, understanding what's happening in that moment, which are the good niches, which are the aren't. Even if I'm in production moment when I'm creating books, we are still looking into the market to see if there is any opportunity where you have to leave everything and just go for that one.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think we are working the best on. Like when we are doing books together, like we are keep going all the time. But if we see one niche that is really worth it, maybe we are launching a book in one day and not a shitty one. But all our like good books are made maybe in 1 week or 1 day.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
with high quality, but really like fun.
we leave everything and we help each other like, okay, we have to, because during this year we have been doing almost everything by ourselves. I'm including covers, including manuscripts, including layout. So yeah, I mean, sometimes we find one of these niches, trendy niches. We leave absolutely everything, all the projects that we are doing at the moment, and we focus on that one to launch as fast as we can.
Yeah, perfect. So basically, before you were saying that you focus a lot on searching the books, right? That, of course, is one of the things that we teach so many times inside publishing. Yes, I mean, a lot of people, because that's the problem out there. Like, people think that they focus a lot in the book creation, but they don't understand that the book creation is just a part of everything, right? I mean, the first step is always the book creation. In your case, Ricard, like, what you do specifically, because of course we know that, what you do specifically for the people that are not super, they don't have an understanding of the business yet, what you do in order to search those keywords?
We don't do nothing. Topics. We don't do nothing crazy. We just have like extension of BSRs, Helium 10, wherever, and we spend time in the market looking, just clicking from one book to another, and then we're trying to find books that they are low on reviews, and you can see like then if you analyze them, the traffic is coming for a keyword that it has a huge volume, and then we try to launch on that keyword. Basically, is what we do.
I mean, the process, how does it look like, the process together? Like, where you get basically the most amount of support from Manu and from Publishing OS in general to make it happen?
100%. I mean, for me, Manu, as I always say, she's my mentor. He's always there to help us. Like, if we have something that we don't know, go Manu, ask him, and in less than 24 hours, I have a response of something that someone that has been really successful. So yeah, I mean, he has been helping a lot as well the community, because in the community sometimes I have been sharing my thoughts, my questions, wherever, and then there's always someone to respond there. And yeah, Graciela, same. I mean, if we don't know something, we ask in the community, and yeah, that's how we have the information.
Amazing. And then, of course, I think Manu, tell me if you want to add some question. I have one that I need to ask, which is how much you spent, because you told me before you create the book, you create the majority of the book by yourself. Can you tell us how you create the book by yourself and how much you spend? Most important, because people say, perfect. Like, if they generate all 300,000 plus.
You mean in the book production or in ads?
Book production.
Yeah, how much you spend to create the most profitable book in the account?
I will say 0.
0.
Okay, but that's a funny story, because my first book, it was a bad idea. Probably we didn't knew that much.
I mean, the niche
was good. It was high competitive. We thought like, no, my cover is more beautiful, it's better, but it was not successful. But then I saw this new niche, and I was like, and it was the same more or less. So I just reused that one that was a failed one and make it again, like some changes. And I did it in 1 week. So that's how I make it really fast. So it was like a good end for a really bad first book.
Yeah. I mean, what we usually do is when we found that something is working, we try to replicate as much times as we can. And we try to, if a cover is working, how we can use this cover for a new niche, but changing palette, changing titles. So we know that's already a winning cover if it's a niche that it's related.
This is super important because the cover is the most crucial part of the publication process, because people cannot scroll through the book on Amazon. So a lot of people come to our course and are beginners. So they say, how is possible that a lot of students in the course are successful and so on? The thing we teach that is super important is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to copy the cover in your keyword. You can take inspiration within the same niche, make it better, 3% better, 5% better. Man, you're gonna sell. You're gonna sell a lot. Yeah. And also, Ricard, I was speaking with you yesterday, and I remember that you say, if something is not working, maybe you have a title, subtitle that is not perfect, we cannot change it. Every time is a cover. Change the cover. You can turn a book upside down overnight. So very, very important to notice, guys, is that Amazon KDP is a very lean business. We don't have a warehouse with 2,000 books that we need to sell with a bad cover. Okay. So for everybody watching, if you have a book that is not perfect, publish, go to the market, gather data. You can change everything at any time. And most of the time, guys, Graciela and Ricard probably can confirm, just by changing the one component, that is the book cover, you can spend $50 for doing a new book cover, $100, or you can do it with our prompt. Everything changes. Also, Ricard, I don't remember if it was one of your posts, but I'm pretty sure that you told me once we did the update of the book creation module that you test our prompt and the results basically blow your mind. Is it correct?
Yeah, like the IA creation cover with that prompt, it's crazy. We have been using for generating the palettes, the style, and everything. And then when you have a sample that we like, probably maybe we can hire a designer. Or I mean, the thing is that we have been doing a lot of things this year because Graciela, she used to be a designer, not
A fashion designer.
a fashion designer, but she already knows some things. So it was easier for us to create covers, to design the layouts and everything. So that's why if someone doesn't know how to use InDesign or Photoshop, I wouldn't recommend them to spend time on it. I mean, I think that you can hire people for $50, $100, $150. That if you already have the cover that you have created, for example, with that prompt, copying that cover but translating with a proper designer can be a great idea.
Do you think it's accurate to say that if you just run the prompt, if you're a beginner, you don't know anything about design, you run the prompt 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 times, and so you are going to have multiple cover ideas. You're going to find a winning one.
Yeah,
so
100%.
You're going
And
to have
then if you want, you can test.
into the business. You don't know anything about design.
Yeah. I mean, that cover, that prompt blow us our mind because it was like really good.
So basically, guys, to give you context, inside Publishing OS, we have an entire module on how basically we can create the entire book with AI, potentially with $0 down. Now, when it comes to, say, creating the book with AI, every single time there is also to include the writing inside. There is also, for example, prompts for the title, prompts for the description, prompts for the book cover design as well. So not necessarily you have to go, a lot of people go on Canva with a blank space, so they don't have any context, etc., etc. But basically, we gather information about the reader, right, which is the most important step, and then based on that, we're able to then translate and put in inside the prompt to get an outcome, right? And of course, we have the
a sequence of prompts, but you just need to insert the title and the subtitle, and then every prompt are in sequence. So I don't want to say that is a copy and paste, but yeah, we are almost there.
It would be actually cool to show them pretty fast, like an example of the platforms, like how it works after we give them the prompt, because sometimes they're able literally to create the entire structure of the cover in a second. And that's how powerful AI is right now. Yeah, amazing. So Manu, another cool question that we can give to them. I think why we don't share the screen so they can actually have much better insights about everything.
Yeah. Can you guys share your publisher champ data to show maybe how the royalties are diversified between book, how you are making money in this market and so on?
Yeah. So basically, from what I see over here, you generate a total of $737,000. This is lifetime, but because I see here the time period that is from 2020, but how many months exactly?
I mean, we started making money on this account on February 2025. So it's less than a year.
Less than a year ago. And the crazy thing is that from what I saw, all books are profitable. Basically, most of them, like 90% of them are profitable.
How many titles are in total?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The number
7, 12, but there are 13, but there is one that we didn't publish, so 12 books.
So more than $700,000 and with 12 books published.
And it's 10 books because there are 2 books that they didn't even make like $300 or $400. So.
Guys, what I can say.
So basically, guys, to give you a bit of context of how the business is structured. So Ricard and Graciela basically in the beginning publish 1 book. In the beginning, I remember in 2 books in the evergreen keyword, okay, that were cookbook, if I don't go wrong, that were immediately profitable. How long it took you to bring the first book in the account that is not even the most profitable to 10 to 20 grand per month just from 1 book? How long it took you for the first book in the account?
2 months, 3 months. I mean, because the second book of the account was extremely successful.
Yeah. Amazing.
Basically, in just 3 months to go from a book that is generating $0 because it's new to make $20K per month.
Profit, right? Not.
Yeah.
Go through that book. We can go through that book and see the stats.
29K ad spent, more than 100K net profit. Crazy profit margin.
There is some data missing in this, but probably is less than 50% in these 3 months. Like probably 30% of the revenue was ad spend.
Okay, got it. So basically, there is a bit of ad spend missing. So you spend maybe 40 grand to make 100 grand. Is it?
50 grand, I would say, and Yeah.
Okay, got it. So basically, maybe you spend 50 grand and you make 80K net
Yeah.
profit, like that,
Yeah,
which is a
or
great
more,
net.
yeah.
Yeah, considering that it's a very competitive keyword, it's a color edition publishing because we are talking about a cookbook. So guys, amazing, amazing. So after you publish this book, okay, what other move you make? So you went in a trending keyword, you skip it, stay in evergreen, and so on. Tell us more about the history of publication of the book within these 11 months, basically.
We've been doing more or less the same kind of book. Like when we did this one, we think like probably the author and we knew better our customer. So we started doing that, like another niches in the same keywords more or less. But then we found, well, one day I found one keyword that was really good. So it was like, okay, I asked my sister, like, do you want to do this today? And we just did our second best book, like just that day. So
With the
Amazing.
IA workflow of
yeah.
Nespola, like, yeah, just creating outline, creating manuscript, writing everything, checking everything, then creating a cover. Yeah, they did it one day. I'm not proud of it.
You were
So
sleeping.
basically,
Sansa was in Australia, and we were in Spain. So
I
it was so fast that he was all the time asleep while we were doing it.
So basically, with the sequence of prompt we provide in the course, we streamline so much the process through our system in Publishing OS that even Ricard was basically sleeping went to sleep, he wake up, he already have a new book that was actually a bestseller that is still
Yeah.
selling, that cost nothing. Yeah, guys, you are killing it. Super, super proud of you. I want to come back 1 second to the best-selling book. Okay, we are around $500,000 with a BSR less than 1,000. So it's like you're selling more than a lot of popular book that everybody's reading on a daily basis. So apart from the book cover, okay, that I know, guys, you are killing it in the cover. Tell us more about the the net profit on each copy. Because even when I scale book aggressively, like the one in the course, 50 grand per month and so on for one book, the net margin on each copy was really a big thing. So how much can we charge in terms of net margin for a book that costs us $0 to produce?
I mean, the price of that book, it's around $24, and it brings Graciela more or less like 10, 12, 10, 11 per copy, or nine something,
Yeah.
9 something per copy. But then it's sold in Canada and UK as well. So yeah, in Canada, it arrived at top 50 of Canada or something like that.
Less than.
Amazing.
Less than top 50.
Amazing. So basically, even by creating book for literally, guys, $0, we can create best-selling book and charge up to $10, $15 on each copy for a book. This is, guys, why we love high content publishing instead of low content. Because, guys, these are the margins that allow you to scale. Because how much are you spending in Amazon ads right now in order to make this amount of money on a daily basis?
I mean, now $1,000 per day, more or less.
Yes, like 30K per month now. Yeah.
Okay, 30K
But
per
because
month in us.
we have been reinvesting all the money like that
Yeah,
we have
this
made
was
in
my
the
following
business.
question. So, guys, for everybody watching and say, oh my God, of course they're making money. They're spending 1 gram per day. My question is, the business was basically started in January. So like 1 year ago. Okay. And later we're going to talk also about the next step. How much you invest to start the business in the first place? Okay. And how you reinvest all the profit to go from zero
Okay,
to
so
hero, basically.
I first, with the first book, like Sansa one day told me like, I found this keyword. I was looking for a niche. My first book was really bad. So he was like, I found this niche. You have to go for it. I made the book like really fast. And I started the ads went crazy. I have like some savings, but not enough. So at first I asked my parents to help me with the support of the ads. And I started with maybe 15K or another 20K. And that's how I went
But
going until now.
the thing is that at that time, even making a lot of money per
Yeah.
month, we were working at the same time. We didn't even stop working because that the money that we were receiving, we were reinvesting it.
Yeah, and it was crazy because we found this book and it was doing so much money, but we didn't have enough to pay the ads. So we were like, okay, we have to stop it. And then we were like, okay, no, that's crazy. How are we going to stop something that is growing and growing? But
Amazing.
Yeah.
well, like,
And yeah, no, it's super.
right.
It's a great return considering, even if you
Yeah,
invest
it's a
15
great
grand,
return.
dollar in 11 months is crazy, but let's talk 1 second about what we are doing right now. So at the moment, guys, we are recording this interview on the 29th January 2026. We are in the process of listing the business on our broker partner, one of our broker partner that is in Flipper. So with this 15 grand invested, okay, and all the money you make, okay, there is something more because we can make a huge capital gain on an exit. And guys, how much are we going to, I mean, can you give us a money range of the business evaluation? So how much is, for how much money we're going to list the business on Empire Slippers?
I mean, we're still talking about that, but probably over 1 million. That sounds crazy, but yeah, I mean, it's if you wanna calculate what you're making, what your account making, it's gonna be multiplied for per 30 times, 35 times. So that's what's your account value.
It's going
So
there.
yeah, I mean,
So,
it doesn't seem like if you are making 5 grand per month, it's like that huge money. But then if at some point you wanna sell your account, it's like a huge capital gain. So yeah, I would
yeah.
recommend everybody
Probably
to
there
scale their
is
account.
yeah, no, I'm saying in general there is like this thing with listing the business that the less, let's say, rigid you are, the better it is for selling faster. Even though like with Mano we never had this problem, like in the sense that in 2-3 weeks you're able to sell the business if the price is actually good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Based on the net profits and the fundamentals of the business.
Absolutely. So it's crazy to think that, I mean, most of the money, I mean, all the book are making money here, but as you can see from the screen, most of the money comes from one book that you pay $0 to produce. That is more than 80% of the revenue of the account. So basically, a book you pay $0 to produce. Of course, you invest some money in it, but when you invest $1, you keep $3 back or $4 back. You're gonna reinvest the profit. And guys, only this book that costs $0 to produce can be sold for more than $600,000-$800,000 plus all the profit you make before the exit. This guys is nuts. We don't talk with our customer. We don't handle refund. We don't have a house. We just publish a bunch of PDF on the web that can be worth millions of dollars after a month from the publication. Of course, you did a great job. These are not normal results, but this is the impression that with the AI, the easiest part of history to make money online. Is it correct?
Yeah, it's
It's
insane.
insane.
And then of course, like what of course to me is like impressive, apart from, as you know, the accessibility of the business itself, that, you know, we say this every single time, but sometimes we don't meditate on the magnitude of this at scale. Because, for example, and that's also my following question that I have for you, like these are literally PDF files that we put on the market, right? And that is clear. But right now that you're making these numbers, what is your intention, like even in the future, like keeping doing what you're doing right now, or maybe create a bigger, I don't want to say personal brand, I want to say more like a coherent brand that potentially you can scale even outside Amazon? And considering that, of course, apart from that, all the results they're generating right now are coming from Amazon, which is, you know, way easier than delegate, like supposed to say, okay, yeah, I have also Instagram accounts, I have also this post here, I have this structure. No. There's literally one thing that generates all the money. I think is a huge thing for an investors to consider it by. Right? So yeah, Ricard, basically the question for you is, and also for you, Graciela, of course, like what is the next step that you see in your publishing journey now?
More or less is what you say, like now we want to do the same as we know we've been doing and we are doing great, but also we believe that we have to do something bigger now that we know how to do this, like create more brand, create something like is a little different than what is in the market nowadays, more or less.
I mean, as
Yeah.
always, I told you last interview that I feel like that there is so much things to do in KDP. I mean, I think that we are, even people say that the market is full of books. It's for me, I think that we're in a super early stage. We can do a lot of things there, and then we can think in the near future to start TikTok, or to start new other ways of monetization or Audible, etc. So at the moment we have been focusing in KDP. We're gonna continue focusing in KDP because we know how to do it. So, but we wanna think about to grow the business and scale it outside of it.
Amazing. So for anybody that think that KDP is too competitive, there is an the platform is not, we cannot make any more money on the platform. Guys, this book here are only sponsored. We publish the book, we put a bunch of reviews, we run Amazon ads. They don't even have a big email list, like 4,000 people is nothing basically. So, and it is anyway possible to get this sort of results without going on social media, TikTok, expanded distribution and so on. So even this business has far more potential to become bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, we can do it with this business, or we can sell it, or you can build another business that you can scale also outside from Amazon. But I want to stress that the starting point must be Amazon KDP, because we don't need to fulfill anything. We don't need to have a warehouse. We don't need to speak with the customer. We just need to publish, make a good product the client love, and that's it. Super, super powerful.
Guys, just one thing so we can actually stop to share the screen. Just the last information about the statistics. Emmanuel, if you agree, I would like to go on one book and just show them the trend right now of how much money is making this month. And then, the past 90 days results, so they can actually see the performance of that book.
So you make 5-figure the first month after the publication with a 7+% more profit margin. You spend $5,000, you make 13,000 gross net profit. Is it correct? Insane.
Yeah.
So 0 to 10,000 in 30 days.
And then on August, I see here net royalties, $21,000 net royalties, spending Amazon ads, $8,000. And then on September, $18,000 net royalties. So pretty steady. And then there is $50,000 in net royalties in October.
So 0 to $125,000 with one book within 5 months, with a book that you paid $0 to produce.
I mean, this is pretty smile stealing type of dashboard. So basically, the highest month, guys, just to have it, the highest month is December at the moment.
Yeah.
There is $93,000 net royalties in 1 month with one book, basically. Yeah, one book. It can be considered one of the Guinness World Records for sure in the top.
After Home Apothecary.
For sure in the top 50 books performing in the planet, probably. I'm not joking. Of course, in the planet in the sense that of self-publishers, right? No, I'm not talking about Harry Potter, stuff like that.
Considering the results we've seen published in the last half decade, this is one of the top one. Absolutely. Considering book independently published with all the Amazon traffic following our strategy. So yeah, amazing guys. Well done. I have a last question basically. That is, how much fun do you have during the process in building the business?
Exactly. The question.
How much fun? I don't know.
Yeah, fun. How much fun? How much you
because
enjoy
we are
building
working
the
hard.
business?
We are working a lot, so I think we
We-
find it really fine.
We were working a lot last year, but we were enjoying at the same time. I mean, when you scale your business, you continue growing, you learn. You learn even if you are working. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we had like hard times, working a lot, working in our full-time job. After going home, working 4 or 5 more hours. But yeah, we are really happy. We are where we wanted to be. So yeah, and it has been a year of working. Now we are full-time on this, and we are really happy.
See, and also for us, it's more funny because we can share it. Like people maybe can do it also in the in your community. That's also the point. If you can speak about with people about everything and share your thoughts or ideas, it's like really a teamwork in something that is not in a company or in group. So I think it's also.
I mean, the entrepreneurship, if you have community with who you can share, with who you can ask, everything is so much easier.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I totally agree.
And so basically, Graciela, Ricard, I know, of course, you quit your job long time. I mean, more than 1 year ago, if I'm not wrong. And for you, Graciela, like you were working before. I didn't get that point.
Yeah,
you were working before, right now you quit.
Yeah, I was working. I'm a fashion designer, so I was working a company in Zara, and then I moved to Australia at the same time as Ricard, and we were working there as bartenders
Together.
Yeah, together. So we were all the time together with Ricard and my sister Sandra. Then obviously I was having a bad time, like being bartender in the night. So I saw Ricard that was doing this, and it's mostly what you said before. Like he was publishing a PDF, doing a cover, doing a like niche, looking the niche, searching for new ideas. And I thought, wow, we have to do it. And
Yeah.
he was like, you have to do it. You have to try. So
I mean, it's something that in my age, obviously, these are insane results, but making money on this business is something that everyone can do, I think, because it's about research, it's about applying all the methodology and yeah, and learning step by step. And as Gerard, you have interviewed him as well. He has been doing like a lot of part of the creation of the books as well. And he has been really successful. We have been sharing all each other in the community with good mentor. You can be successful in midterm, 100%.
It's
Yeah.
insane how with the right guidance, of course, but also the right mindset that you have, guys, the right commitment and the right system inside. So your portfolio can grow and doesn't rely on your willpower or if today I want to work or not. With the system, plug and play, the business is going to grow anyway.
If you guys can give one advice for all the people that are starting, because, for example, one of the things that I saw, as you know, at the moment, we have one of the fastest growing and probably one of the biggest community on the planet when it comes to publishers. We can say that now, in the sense that specifically on school, right? Because we just opened the community. How long ago, man? I think like 7 months ago, the free community, something like that. Right now we have over like almost 8,000 members.
Yeah, plus the paid part.
A lot of people make the mistakes, and then Ricard, tell me if I'm not wrong, because of course a lot of people try to do the things by themselves, which is fine, the trial and error. But in your opinion, how important it is to be part of a community like Publishing OS and start and understand the fundamentals and slowly progress from there?
I mean, in my opinion, when you don't have money and you start, every course that you find, like you think that it's absolutely super expensive. But when you see backwards, you see and you say that was the cheapest thing that I have ever paid, because I mean you have saved a lot of time. Obviously, there are lots of video info products out there that they are not good, but if you find the good one, if you find the good community, good support, I mean, I think that's the best investment, the best ROI you can get. Absolutely. Not crypto, not investment, like invest in your learning and 100% you can make it better.
And with the AI, you can literally start a business with penny on the dollar. So basically now potentially the all investment can be the training that allow you to give access not only to the training, but to the people, the system, and also meet people that, think in your way. So yeah, I agree.
Guys, I think we cover everything. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, for sure, we're going to talk soon and we're going to see you inside the community.
Talk soon,
And
guys.
congrats again
Thank you
because,
guys. Keep doing it.
Congrats.